Okay, that's probably enough. Any more, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm just going to take another one here. They're so good. I'm going to cut, it's going to go up the hill pretty easy. Well, that's why I say now pretty easy. I thought that hickory was pretty easy too this morning, but or the first tree I cut, but it's going to go up the hill here, so I got to be careful because the butt of it might bounce up in the air here, so I got to make sure I got a good getaway path. Here's a look at this guy. He's an old basswood. Yeah, it's a big guy here. See if I can get closer. Brush. Oh yeah, look at this side of it. Pretty bad. Probably something living in there. Makes you wonder what's holding this tree up. Like the whole inside of it is completely rotted right out. My dad and I cut wood in here probably 25 years ago, maybe more, right here. I think if you go down there a little bit, there's an old stump I noticed the last time I was in here. But if you look here at my notch, the notch is actually was off a little bit. It should have been more this way. So the tree actually did fall the way the notch was, but my notch was off a little bit. And I should have used the falling sight on my saw and cut from the other side over here and used it to line up the notch a little better. Look at my saw here. I don't know if every saw has this. Most of the pro saws have them. Right here, this black line, it runs down the side here. That's your sight line. So I'll show you down at the stump here. I cut this tree. I should have cut on this side of the tree, and I should have lined up. I should have lined my falling sight better. Right here. I should have lined that up more up here, but instead I cut from the opposite side. I just cut into the tree quick, made a quick notch, not paying attention as much as I should have been. Okay, so this is what I cut the last 4 weekends. Well, basically 3.5 days of cutting here. We'll just walk down here. There's just 2 rows here, but then up here it turns into 3 rows, and of course that's 3 rows there. Could try to put it, because it's kind of, yeah, it might go over there. I was thinking though, when I was loading up the truck, it was just up on that ridge there where I walked this morning, but it was farther down on the ridge down there. My dad and I were cutting firewood, and we were cutting some red oak logs along the ridge. There's a steep ridge there. Somebody's really going at her. Anyways, my dad was doing the skidding. The logging road was below the ridge, and you brought them out. There was a clearing up over there, and I was doing the cutting. And I was about, I would say, I think I was about 20 years old. And so I guess you could say I was a little wet behind the ears. My dad would call me a greenhorn. Anyways, I was doing, like I said, I was doing the cutting. I think I think it was an 026 that we had. Well, we had a couple saws, but I think I was using the 026. And anyways, my dad, we were cutting a couple really beautiful black oak logs, or red oak, whatever you want to call them. And my dad told me not to cut the tree, you know, don't cut it straight down the hill. It was a steep hill, he said, because it'll probably split if it hits the top really hard. Just the force of the top hitting, right? So of course, being 20 years old, you can't tell me anything, right? I'm like, so I ended up cutting the oak tree, one of the oak trees, just straight down the hill. My dad was gone out with a bunch, and he told me to cut it, try to put it along the side of the hill, so it wouldn't split. Well, needless to say, it split this tree right from the top to the bottom. Anyways, he came back and didn't really say too much. I mean, we used it for firewood, but so after that, I didn't know everything, right? That was a long time ago. Like I said, I think I was about 20, and we cut some nice ash along there too, and I think we even cut some pine logs. But Dad didn't really get mad. He just kind of shook his head and, you know, live and learn, I guess. But anyways, enough talking. We're gonna tackle this maple right there. So stay tuned. I'll set you guys up. Hey guys. LoggerJohn back on the road here. So I just got rid of the first load. I'm heading back up to get a second load. I don't know if I ever showed you this or not. It's a solar farm. I think they put it in about 8-10 years ago. I don't know. I don't even think it's working. I think they unplugged it or something. I don't know. They're having trouble with it. That used to be a farmer's field there. Now it's just an eyesore. That's what that's where the taxpayers' money. That's what we're in debt. That's what we're paying for there. They've been having problems with it or something. Okay, I'll set you guys up, so stay tuned. Don't forget to put your hard hat on and your ear protection. Okay. Okay, you probably okay. I'm back.